four players on this side of the touch line or of the midfield line. A 4-0 is just a defending formation. If you lose the ball and everyone comes back, it basically means all your players track back and you sort of figure it out and you mark zonally or you mark man-to-man. We'll go over that later. And your basic 4-0 formation is just your defending formation. If you're playing a 3-1 and you have the target high, you can look to have the target high to be able to spring him. But most teams will defend with 4 players. It's better to do because you're less likely, obviously, to get scored on. But the thing is, then you can't really start a counterattack very fast. So you need to think about that. If you are going to play a very sort of fast counterattacking style of futsal, you want to think about having a player up top. And some teams definitely do this if they're really, really good at counterattacking. Others will simply dispossess or whatever, and they'll work the ball a little bit in here, however they want to do it, and then sort of slowly move up the court. But you definitely want to think about it, especially if the goalkeeper were to get possession. You want to spring a target and look for a pass that's obviously upfield, so it helps spread out. Or you can look for the wings to bust out, and the goalkeeper can look to give the ball to one of the wings. And that can happen regardless of what offense you play. The last sort of asterisk offense I showed is a rotation offense. And to show that on paper is definitely a little difficult. You're going to see teams like Spain, they play this religiously, and basically it's a free-for-all. It's not a set formation. It's a lot like a motion basketball offense, if you're familiar with basketball, in which the ball is passed, and then just monster rotations happen. The ball's passed, people are moving. People are always moving. People are always moving. People are always moving. And that's basically it. And it's not as chaotic as I did on the board, where I'm just going like this. People are moving in set ways, much like I said in motion offense in basketball. And I coached high school basketball. I played basketball all my life. And it really, really has a lot of similarities to it. And I can see in my sort of progression in futsal how I'm going to use those sort of offenses that I ran in basketball and transfer them to futsal. Now, the only thing with that is you can get very stagnant on sort of the movements, and if you lose the ball, everyone kind of stops. So a lot of it is basic rotation that the players will run, sort of a basic system, and based on the way that players are defending, based on what the other team gives them, you can choose accordingly. And your players will know what to do based on what the other team sort of gives them. They'll play within their own sets and their own skill set. But if a defender lays off, they'll know sort of to attack or to withdraw or whatever it is. And those are the basic 4 asterisk 5 formations in futsal. In the following episodes, I don't know, maybe 4, 5, 6, I'll go through those. I'll probably won't. But we're going to make sure to focus on these formations and what you can do in these formations. So the way the ball moves, the way players move, the way teams move. I'm going to, hold on, make sure. Okay, I hit the camera, make sure it didn't shake, and all of a sudden you guys are looking, at the top of my head or something. But we're going to cover the formations, go in depth a little bit more so you guys can see how the formations are, what are the pros, what are the cons. And like I said, there's some great video on YouTube, especially the Liga Nacional de Fútbol Sala, the LNFS. Just search their channel on YouTube, and you can see these sort of formations in action. You'll see a lot of the rotation. You're not going to see a lot of 2-2 just because it's sort of basic. It's like you don't really see a lot of teams in 11v11 playing a strict 4-4-2. They'll play a variation of it or whatever, their team, however it suits their team, basically. So like I said, we're going to cover this more as we go along. And that's it. That's really the basic formations. Obviously 2-2, 3-1, 1-2-2, and a 4-0 defending formation. And then you have the rotation formation, which is kind of all of them combined and all players moving all over the place. And we'll take a look at that, and I'll show you guys some game film and talk over that later on as we go along. All right, that's it for this episode. If you guys have any questions, please leave them in the comments. get out from behind the screen and learn and comment and ask me questions and challenge me and make me look stupid if you want, because that's how we all learn, and that's how we're all going to get better at futsal, and we're going to grow this game, especially in the US and throughout the world even more. And one day we'll get futsal in the Olympics and everyone will be happy. Comment, get in touch with me, email me, Ryan@BuffaloFutsal.com. Find me on Twitter, which is at the little, at sign, Ryan Knapp, or find me anywhere else you can find me. You can always find me on the web, find me on Facebook, however you want. That's it for today. Keep playing futsal, keep getting your kids out there and playing the game, spread the love about the game, and join us whenever the next episode is. Join me, because it's only me. Join me for the next episode of Talk Futsal, and make sure to tell a friend and get them playing futsal. Alright guys, see you later.